There are an insane amount of releases coming out the rest of this year, and a lot of them have the potential to be pretty great, so let's just take a quick look at the trailers. First up for July, we have two very interesting games. Both rely on developers not screwing up what came before. First is Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. It drops on July 9th for $60 and it's a ground up remake. So it's much more than just a simple remaster. They completely removed the Abstergo sections from the game, which is great because those sections always just killed the pacing of the game. And if they do this right, I cannot wait to play as Edward Kenway again. I just want to get on that ship and be a pirate. That was the best part of the game. I didn't really care for the main mission islands, I just wanted to go around the Caribbean on that boat, do pirate things, and that is what made it such a memorable experience. Let's just hope that they get it right. Next is a big one, because Microsoft cannot screw this up. We're talking about Halo Campaign Evolved. It releases July 28th for $50, and that's not a bad price. Let's just hope that that doesn't mean that they stripped out what made Halo great. This is once again another complete remake of a legendary original game. It's going to add new missions, more weapons, and 4-player online co-op. But the big question in the room is Unreal Engine 5. Will the performance be able to hold up? That is a big problem with UE5 titles right now. I hope they manage to pull this one off because it's Halo, and I really want to see Halo come back. So now for August, we get a huge upgrade to the Plague Tale series. Resonant, A Plague Tale Legacy. This one drops on August 27th for $60. Team Asobo always makes incredible looking games, however they never really push the envelope with combat. It's always been that slow, stealth-based puzzle gameplay. This takes it fully into the action-adventure genre. It could be a massive step forward for them. It will probably put them up there with top-tier developers. With their graphics, and if they get the gameplay down too, it's not going to be easy though. Action games gotta have good frame rates and great responsiveness. From the trailers, it looks great, but time will tell with this one. And seeing $60 and $50 games is a great trend. Developers cannot keep pushing these massive prices all the time. That's why so many studios just keep falling flat on their faces right now. Then, we have the return of Metal Gear Solid 4 and Peace Walker, which drops on August 27th for $50. Metal Gear Solid 4 is the big highlight here. It is a legendary game for a reason. Even though it does feel more like a cinematic miniseries than a standard game, it has some incredibly long cutscenes, but it was necessary to wrap up a narrative this deep. And one of the best features of the game is still that Octo camo suit. You crouch down, lay up against the wall, the suit just automatically takes on the texture of the environment. That is one of the best mechanics in stealth games that has ever been made. Plus nothing hits quite like going back to Shadow Moses. That specific moment is just special. That moment alone is worth the price tag. Now for September, we have 3 potential big games. The Blood of the Dawnwalker drops on September 3rd for $70. This was made by veteran ex-CD Projekt Red developers. It is a gritty, dark fantasy action RPG. It looks great, but main fear is bugs. The Witcher games were extremely heavy with them. Cyberpunk was the disaster of its generation for glitches. Luckily, these specific developers do know their stuff when it comes to RPGs. They understand them, so I think they can pull it off. And I do love the idea of playing as a vampire. Then on September 22nd, we have 2 games. First up, Silent Hill Townfall for $59.99. This is another spin-off game for the franchise, and this story takes place in a Scottish town. It's part hide and seek and part combat, but it's all in first person, kind of similar to Resident Evil 7. I think this one could be good. Silent Hill is always kind of a wild card. You're either going to get one of the best horror experiences or a total dud. Either way, I've always loved these games. I even like the ones that weren't great, so I'm definitely picking this one up one way or the other. And for the second game, we have Control Resonant for $70. Now, I definitely have my concerns about this one. My issue isn't the gameplay quality, it is Remedy themselves. They can't seem to get out of their own way. The game looks fun, it's gorgeous. However, Remedy really loves to make pretentious art house projects, and sometimes they forget to focus on making a great game. So we'll see how this one goes. And then on September 25th, Onimusha Way of the Sword hits for $70. I played the demo and I did enjoy it, however it is very different from classic Onimusha. And I did expect that with the new camera system. It feels like a completely new franchise at this point. The shift is as big as Resident Evil 3 to 4, and there's a lot of difficulty in trying to pull that off. So I hope that they can match what Capcom has done recently, because they are killing it. And the list just keeps getting deeper. Dynasty Warriors 3 Complete Edition Remastered drops October 1st for $40. This series has been my go-to relax game since I got the second one on PS2. It's just easy to lose track of time, and if it looks as good and runs as good as Dynasty Warriors Origins, I'm on board with this one. On October 6th, we have two massive drops. First is the Kingdom Hearts collection for $37.49. At least that was the number that was showing up on my PlayStation when I checked it out. It has upscale textures, faster load times, and even Kingdom Hearts 3 is getting a native port here. It isn't just a backwards compatible PS4 version. This is a pretty good package deal. And then, a true arcade racer, something that I thought was non-existent anymore. Star Wars Galactic Racer drops for $60. This is being made by developers from the Burnout franchise, and I really hope they nail it. I've been wanting a fast track-based racer for years now. I'm just kind of tired and done with the open world driving games. Next up on the 15th, Castlevania returns with Belmont's Curse for $30. It's a brand new 2D Metroidvania from the team behind Dead Cells. This one could be great. We might finally get that true successor to Symphony of the Night. Then, on October 22nd, Final Fantasy Resonant drops for $50. They are rebuilding the mobile game from the ground up, and it's going to be a turn-based console JRPG in their HD 2D engine. That is a great idea. I'm looking forward to this one. To me, Final Fantasy 16 was a letdown, so I'm glad they're returning to an original focused style, and you can even call in classic characters that fight with you. And then in November, probably the biggest release we're going to have in decades. Grand Theft Auto 6 drops on the 19th. What else is there left to say about it? It's GTA, it's going to be massive, it's going to flood the internet with videos immediately, and it's going to be a cultural phenomenon at this point. Anyway, what games are you looking forward to the most? And I know there are some that I've missed here. So let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to y'all later.